how the thing going on. The whole of Portmore and the whole of St. James. Remember we when we're gone, we live forever. Salt Spring, we not going under. I'll get on you, get your money longer. Ready, broke pocket now work. Straight for the narrow now, make no wrong turn. Get the cheddar, money maker any weather. Perry treasure, dig it up out with the leather. Get the cheddar, money maker any weather. Perry treasure, dig it up out with the leather. Me fi have a chopper, watch it a propeller. Me house fi off, elevator not a leather. Daddy say son, them a tell we say no better. No dead but I like that, blessing a forever. Mummy say sonny, no better with the copper. Me never listen but it never matter. From you is a ghetto you, them a few as a shatter. My badness and my mother prayer make me die. We not going under. I'll get on you, get your money longer. Ready, broke pocket now work. Straight for the narrow now, make no wrong turn. Get the cheddar, money maker any weather.
Oh, hello. Good morning, good evening to wherever you guys are in the world. There. Oops. There we go. My man Ciro is taking the reins for helping me co-host here and do all our remixing and shuffling here. So hopefully you're going to be seeing some big production improvements as we go forward. But bear with us as he's learning Restream. But yeah, again, that video was a little choppy, unfortunately, but bear with us. We will be sure to link all of those videos so you can see them in the future. But without further ado, let's jump in and talk about our guest today, GKOI. And all they're doing, again, they're going to be back with our friends from Warp and the Shaolin. So let us bring everybody on stage. Ciro, if you can queue up Shaolin, Jashaka, and I think we have your guy Yukin in here as well. There we go. I think he's at the bottom. There we go. We are all here. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing good. Doing great. Yes. Doing very good. Glad to have you back on here, Shaolin, and awesome to have you introduce us to you guys at GKOI here. So why don't you guys all give us some quick intros? We'll start with you, Jay Shaka, and we'll go from there.
Cool. So I'm Jashaka. I'm founder of GKOI. We've been building for, I think, over 2 years. We're creating a browser-based PvP fighting game that is going to be awesome. We're striving for a AAA experience in the browser, and that's what we want to deliver.
Excellent. Shaolin, our returning friend. What about you? Quick intro.
Yeah, no worries. I'm the Shaolin. I manage as the head of the Warp Capital Guilds and partnership with YGG. I'm also a lead or head lead for partnership. So, super fantastic to have GKOI on and supporting them as a publisher.
Perfect. And last but not least, and making it just in time, Yukin. How about you, bud?
How's it going? I'm good. If you don't know who I am, my name's Yukin. I was a content creator for a bit, and I decided to really be a part of a game like GKOI. I was pitched this and, had the vision of what this game could be. And for me, I'm a lead gamer for it. So I do a lot of the advisory stuff, but also being able to help with the game nights that we're hosting, as we call fight nights. That we play various games that are different titles other than ours, but when our game is ready, I'm excited to see everyone play it.
Yeah, I remember seeing your face on all the Fight Night banners in the drive that Shaolin sent over. So very excited that you're going to be here to join us and kind of walk us through some of the gameplay, because it's always great to have founders, but it's also always great to have the gamer itself, who sometimes know a little bit more of the in and outs. Sometimes the founders are either really, really crazy at playing their game, or they just don't have enough time networking. I'm sure all of you guys understand that. But I'm going to pass it back over to you, Jay Shaka, so you can kind of give us a little bit about the top overview of how GKOI kind of came about, what the, maybe initial backroom ideas were, and then a deep dive maybe into some of the lore, because it looks like you're not only building this like fighting game, but you're building some world all around it as well.
Yep. So GKOI started maybe 3+ years ago. So my background is I'm a 3D developer, and actually my name Jashaka, it's from a 3D VR application that I built. It's open source. It's had over 3 million downloads. Actually, if you go to jashaka.com, you can check it out. So I've been in 3D for a very long time, over 15 years, as a builder. Originally, me and my partner wanted to do was build a metaverse. But I got 2 kids and they're like hardcore gamers, and we realized that what brings the metaverse to life is the game layer. So we said, let's focus on this. Actually went to Japan and came back with a concept there. I went to Japan actually for anger management, which worked out very well, and came back with a concept of building out a browser-based fighting game, right? So I'm from Jamaica, and for me, especially in the open source world, barrier to entry is a big deal. And people can't afford consoles and they can't afford high-end PCs. So we said, let's try and merge these concepts together and try to bring AAA fighting to the browser. Fortunately, there's this new technology that's coming out now called Web GPU that actually lets us do that. So we can do pixel streaming like other side for people who don't have good hardware, and people who have good hardware, we use Web GPU to give them that full game experience. So we believe that the browser is going to become the console, right? Already Xbox is looking like they want to phase out hardware. The power of the browser is just growing and growing. So hopefully that's a good backstory.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Did I get it right when you said you were in Japan for anger management, or did I hear that wrong?
Yeah, totally. I'm a Jamaican, and I grew up like hard, So
Yeah.
And when I moved to the first world, I brought some of these traits with me, and it was not good for my life and my life experience. So I went to Japan for anger management, and it was amazing because in Japan, it's like the people are amazing. Like you bump into the door, you'll apologize to the door. I had Ray-Bans. I forgot them at this bar in the center of Tokyo. And I went back like 2 hours later, and I was like, I can't believe someone stole my glasses, getting angry. And they're like, no, your glasses are right where you sat down. I'm like, I couldn't believe it, right? So I actually spent about 4 weeks touring Tokyo. I set up a website called Soul Bank. It's SOUL Bank, BANK. And you can see a lot of the art and the statues and the monuments that I captured in 3D in Tokyo and put them online for people to see.
So that's really the cultural inspiration behind GKOI itself, and kind of why you wanted to go with a fighting game. Very, very interesting. I love that backstory. Yeah. I was wondering where the accent was from too, because my fiance is Trinidadian. I was like, is he Trini, or is he somebody?
That's why the trailer got reggae music on it that you were playing.
That's exactly.
Yeah, we learned to twang, right? Because if I speak Jamaican, y'all not going to understand me, right? So I have to tone it down.
I might understand a little bit. I've been kind of living with that here. Like I'm from Toronto, so we've got a lot of Jamaican culture as well, right? So I love it. But Shalin, do you want to talk a little bit about how the partnership with GKOI and Warp is going on?
Yeah, so the real big thing for me is I actually have a personal history in fighting games, and I actually help support Evo when it first came about, which is the largest gaming fighting tournament in person that happens. It started out in California, moved to Vegas, but more importantly, I just love fighting games in general. And so when the team and Justin brought GKOI to the forefront of the opportunities to build and work with them, I personally took it on to make sure that we drove support within our Warp Capital Guild network to help promote and drive and show people that there's something that's very possible, that's easily accessible in a way that I think Web3 gaming needs. And to be fair, we say Web3 gaming in a traditional sense, but in reality, I think this is the type of game that pushes and elevates this to another level because, again, accessibility, it's very easy to jump straight into, but it's also complicated in terms of, the amount of lore, the history, the dynamics of the actual fighting game itself, where, you progress as you lean into the meta of, each character, and how the game evolves itself. So for us, Warp, we're happy to be a publisher for GKOI, help support them, get real gamers onto it, and then just elevate it to the next level, because I think GKOI is part of one of our studios that really is showing what the evolution of Web3 gaming can be.
Yeah, so I've got a question here for you, Jashaka. Were you familiar with Web3 when you started developing GKOI itself? Like, were you really interested in all the blockchain technology and what it could do for gaming, or was that something that you kind of really dove into when you got introduced to Warp itself?
So actually, I ran an exchange for about 6 years. We sold it, and then I started this project. So I've been in crypto since Bitcoin. I was mining Bitcoin in Jamaica when Bitcoin was $300, right? And people told me I was crazy because we have very expensive solar. So we actually built a wallet in partnership with Circle, a USDC wallet. So I have a lot more experience in stable coins, which actually is why our game is powered by Gcoin, which is a stable coin, right? We listened to gamers about the rogues and all the problems games were given, and we said, let's take all that knowledge and technology from that project and put it into this project. And we believe this also is something that will help it appeal to both Web 2 and Web 3, right?
Man, you've been in the trenches. I'm hearing like early Bitcoin guy, exchange founder, 3D project founder outside of that. Like, what haven't you done at this point? Oh my God. I'd love to hear a little bit about your journey and like how you kind of wound up in the Web3 space. I always am interested to hear how people end up here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I came in probably around 2024, at least when it comes to like making content on Twitter. But I actually was researching and making videos on YouTube during 2023, and I kind of knew about it in 2022, but like my friend really pushed me in 2023. He's like, "Hey, you're playing video games a lot, and you're making content. You're doing all this stuff. Why don't you just Why don't you just play with some crypto games and make money out of it?" I was like, okay, like why not? Why not give it a try? And once I start really getting into this, like one of the big games that I really got into was Shrapnel at the time. That was the game that I was really highly anticipated for. Like I played Splinterlands, and Sandbox, things like that, Axie Infinity, right? And so I really got into there when they kind of like, I guess not really the peak of them. It was kind of like, it was kind of falling off a little bit, like the $3. It was like $3 for an Axie or whatever at the time. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's just being able to, wanted to really know more about this. It's very different from, like, it was similar but different when it comes to making content in general on the Web 2 side, because you're playing regular video games, you're spending money. And then now you have to focus on, oh, this is crypto. You got to have a wallet, all these things like that. So I had to do a lot of research before jumping into it. But yeah, I've been here for a bit, and I just I'm still here. So
yeah, fantastic. So you said Shrapnel there. Are you a big FPS guy?
I am, yeah. I absolutely,
I
yeah.
figured
I love video games in general.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, video FPS in general is like my go-to because I grew up with FPS. I played in GB battles. I played in real tournaments with real prize monies back in Blockbuster days, if anyone remembers that. I mean, so for me, it was being able to really kind of like diversify myself in gaming in general, and like I love fighting games, so this was a perfect opportunity to be a part with GKOI.
I love that you're saying Blockbuster, taking us back there. I'm not sure how many people remember Blockbuster. It's probably a North American thing, but I remember cleaning out Blockbuster with all their games. You should see, I have like a wall of just games in Blockbuster cases because I cleaned them out when they went out of business. Cool. Why don't we shift gears now and actually maybe show some stuff about GKOI itself? So, do we want to bring up that PDF file? What do you actually? Yeah, let's dive into some actual gameplay. So, what are we looking at here? Oh,
Okay, sorry.
there we go.
Okay, so I figure first I can just run quickly through the lore, right? So when we started the project, we started actually outlining the technology that we were going to use, which was Unreal Engine, Web GPU. We had to do a deep dive into Web GPU because it's not natively available for Unreal Engine. So while we were doing the underlying technology research, right, can we build something that will run in the browser as AAA? We also worked in parallel with artists to build the lore. So we worked with probably over 100 artists on X. We ran art contests, art challenges. We did tons of giveaways, right? So we really supported the artist community, and this kind of meshed together. I think if you go to media on our website here, you can see a lot of the art that was created that kind of helped us to build the lore, right? The lore kind of grew along with the art that was being created, and we got amazing art that was created along the way, right? So we're a huge supporter of artists, and we did also quite a bit of work with other projects. So then that dovetailed into, we worked also with a very high-end writer, and she has quite a bit of experience in fantasy and gaming and so on. So she really pulled this all together to create the GKOI universe. So the GKOI universe, the game actually is based on what we call travelers, right? So when you play the game, it's not like a typical PvP game where there's a whole bunch of characters and you can play them all. In our game, you start as a traveler, right? And then you customize and build your character more similar to an MMORPG. And part of our plan is then to allow you to mint your characters, which we believe will be different from a lot of other games, right? So you build up a character, you can mint it and then put it on secondary and sell it or trade it, and it will come with traits, it will come with the skills that you minted it with. Travelers in our game, they have a spirit koi, which is their soul animal, right? So the spirit koi gives you power and strength in the form of powers that are part of the NFTs. We kind of rebranded them as battle koi, so they all now come with weapons as well, which you also will be able to use in the game. And then to start, you fight against the guardians. So we have 5 guardians: Ryusei, Shinsei, Tenshin. So you fight against them in kind of the V1. The first season of the game, and you fight each guardian and you win their powers and their skills and their fighting styles. And then you go all the way up, you fight the first big boss. She's an evil yokai, but you need to beat the 5 guardians to get their skills to battle her. And then the last battle is against the Empress. So she's the creator of our universe, so she's the most powerful boss. And once you beat her, each one of the guardians actually also has a dragon. So when you beat her, we have a final level where you actually do PvP fighting as dragons flying in the sky. So we believe this will make it a lot of fun, a lot of intense gameplay. And of course, you still also have the basic, here, I'll switch over then to the game. So currently this is beta for internal only. So we started moving all the game UI out of the game into the website, right? Because this is browser based. So basically you start the game here, you choose your fighter. We then have the customizer. It's not complete, but your fighter will come with abilities and strength and skills. Then you can go to choose a opponent to fight against. So you choose your opponent here, Ryusei. Sorry. screw that up. And then you choose an arena to fight them in. So we actually have about 8 arenas. So far, they've not all made it to the website. And essentially, then you fight the guardian in the arena of choice. When you hit the fight button at this point, then it switches over to the actual game loads in the browser, whether that's going to be pixel streaming or web GPU for the actual gameplay. So just kind of showing that we have a lot of the UI and the workflow built. For one-on-one fighting, we're also building out now the challenges. So we'll have multiple servers. You'll be able to send and receive invitations. You'll be able to also see who's fighting. So these will be live streams. So people will be able to bet on them, for instance. So if I'm fighting Yukin, you'll see what matches are currently live, and you can pop in and see those from a live stream perspective, or just fire up invitations and send them over to people to play. We also have a training room, which is also part of the game. So I will ask Yukin maybe to give you a preview of the training room and the early arenas. So he has like a 2-month-old version. The new version, we're trying to get it out the door today, but we didn't have time, unfortunately. So hopefully he'll be showing that off next week. And maybe he can give you a little preview there. Sorry for my desktop, it's a mess.
Not a problem. I would only imagine a developer's desktop to have stuff scattered all over it.
All over. And there and here.
Yes. Okay, perfect. You are in the driver's seat now, bud. You're live on screen. So let's see. What are we looking at here? This is our training ground.
Yeah, so this is going to be the training ground. So essentially it's going to be like right now we have it as an arena, but like a map that you would fight on normally. But necessarily it's going to be the place where you're going to learn how to train, right? Like every fighting game has an arena, has a mode to essentially train how to get better, learn your characters, right? And really trying to master all those things before you jump into it, right? You don't want to jump into a game that you don't know how to, you may be used to playing fighting games in general, but you really want to jump into that training room so you can understand how maybe this game will play versus other games. So this is kind of again a map of what it will look like in general. And again, this is the AI that we're fighting against, unfortunately. But I don't want to fight them, but I'm gonna fight them. So yeah, again, this is like a 2-month-old build. So there's a lot of stuff that has been actually updated recently. So I'm really excited to show you guys all that stuff. But as of now, it's really just kind of just showcasing what the game actually does look like, right? At least from this current build. Do you see on the bottom as well? You actually see these tokens, and this is kind of like a good indicator to seeing how do you actually make money from this game, or how do you actually make money from the fights, right? Really indicating that, showing all that stuff there. So as you see that I'm really actually beating Shinsei right now, and she's actually beating me. She's taking some of my tokens now. So you can see that there's a little bit of like incentiveness that, hey, you have to be really good at this game to really kind of capitalize on a lot of this opportunity to really kind of make money from this game. And with our NFTs, that's very crucial because you have to have the NFT to really kind of get that money and send to your wallet. So we do incentivize that as well. Our power system, which is kind of like our special and things like that, those are kind of like in the works right now, which you can kind of see, like it's a very like just a move, I guess, that goes through the body right now. But for me personally, it's really just a filler of what we have, and I'm really excited to kind of really continue to showcase more of the game whenever I do we get that new build coming out to you very soon.
Perfect. And like
the arenas, so like Chinatown, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So we have China. So we have Temple, Chinatown, Neo Tokyo, Jungle, and then we have the training room, which is again the map where we have. But then we have the additional maps that we also have on the website. So again, a lot of these maps are going to be transferable over to it. We have eight maps already. So once they get on the website, everyone will be able to play all those maps.
Cool. Okay, I want to dive into a bunch of stuff here because you guys covered a lot here. So first things first, I see Bored Apes, which is a big thing. So Jashaka, are you guys working with Bored Apes, or are these your personal apes that you've put in game?
So yeah, so we have a partnership with Yuga Labs. We've created a jungle level for apes. And if you own a bored ape or a mutant, you'll be able to fight as your bored ape or mutant in the game. We're also working with the Azuki community. So we spent actually, if you look on our X, we spent the past 2 months working with the Azuki community. We created an Azuki level, and if you have Azuki elementals or OGs, you'll be able to fight with those in the game, also in the Azuki level. And then members from these communities have also given us characters that will be available to anyone. So we have, I think, 6 Azukis, really cool ones that anyone will be able to use and fight as that character in the game. But more interestingly, since if you take the Azuki, for instance, as your traveler, you'll be able then to build it up and add weapons and add powers. And then basically the idea is remint that and sell it on secondary, just like you can remint our travelers or generic travelers that we have. So, a big part of the game for Web3 is the ability, of course, to own your fighter, right? When you play PvP fighting games, you don't own anything, right? With our game, you can bring your fighter and use your fighter, or you can customize it, mint it, and create a secondary character that you can then sell on. And all this functionality, especially the fight to win and the fight to earn and the tournaments, this was why we rolled out the NFTs, the Battle Koi, right? Which is, if you buy the Battle Koi, support our community, then the proceeds from these sales go back into the tournaments and the fight to win and fight to earn. But also revenues from the in-game store. So we're currently building out the store that's going to actually be on the blockchain as well. I won't say which one, but you will then, of course, do microtransactions. So if you need to buy a weapon or buy a fight move or buy outfits or costumes. So this is kind of the Web3 integration, right? The economics. But the game will also be Web2 friendly, meaning if you don't have an NFT or a wallet, we use Privy. So you can sign in with an email address, play the game, play with your friends, and just have fun. And you can also still buy stuff in the store, right? So you pay with, a Visa card. So if you want to buy fight moves, you're not left out. You just don't have access to the ability to win crypto unless you're coming from the crypto side.
Gotcha. So you want people from Web 2 that maybe have nothing to do with Web 3 or cryptocurrency to be able to at least dip their toes in. And if they want to dive head first, you'll make it easy for them.
And we have a stable coin. So, for Web 2 gamers, it's very similar to V-Bucks or any other token in any other Web 2. It doesn't go up or down in price, right? So, Web 2 gamers should be just as at home as Web 3 gamers playing our game. And we believe that this is a big part of how we can scale it, right?
Mm-hmm. And as you said, it's going to be web browser based, so pretty much anybody's going to be able to play it, right? Like
zero barrier to entry, yeah. And the browser-based experience is pretty much it's identical to what you're seeing here, right? So we already piloted it, tested it, the pixel streaming. If you've played other side, then you understand that the quality of that pixel streaming can deliver. There are latency issues, of course, which we'll start to work more closely with when it comes to tournaments, right? But at the end of the day, we're here to have fun, right? So if everyone's affected by latency, then that's not like only one guy is and the other isn't, so he has an advantage, right?
Exactly. It's a big deal in fighting games there. I'm sure, Shalin, you know all about that for tournaments, right?
Yeah, the netcode issues. Fortunately, we're using Unreal Engine, and it has a lot of stuff built in to address this already over the years. We have streamlined a lot of the technology when it comes to different servers, different jurisdictions, latency. They even have like predictive moves, so they will predict a move and actually pre-render it for one person. So that it's kind of like that issue. if there's latency and I shoot you and you die in my game, but there's latency in your game, the bullet passes you by and then you fall down dead, right? That's kind of the latency issue. So
Yeah, trust me, I've been dealing with it. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 6, and for whatever reason, their netcode is kind of dookie. I get killed around a wall a ton of times. So something's wrong there. But that's Dice's own system. It's not Unreal. Unreal seems to run really, really good. Okay. Another thing I want to dive into here is you said there's going to be like RPG elements where you're like building your characters. So I know from like Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, all of these fighting games, your character's got to have some special moves or stuff. If you're building your character, are you going to have like a pool of special moves to choose from? Like, what are we looking at here?
I can switch over to one of our characters here. So this is Riley. This is one of the characters in the game. We use him for live streams a lot, and lots of the other characters, right? So you'll be able to really build your character up and build on your character, right? Whether it's weapons, so or Battle Koi come with weapons, they come with powers, but the store will allow you to buy weapons. More importantly, fight moves, right? Because a big part of the game is the ability to your character to learn more fighting styles, right? To beat the Empress, you need to go through 6 different fighting styles. I think, karate, taekwondo, kickboxing. You need to learn all these styles, right? So, of course, there will be more styles as well that you can, purchase in the store for your character. Outfits, clothes, skin color, hair, generic stuff. But we're trying to make this more in line with the NFT world, right? So NFTs come with metadata, right? You look at Azuki's, they got amazing metadata, right? So we're trying to learn from this to make it less about what color are my eyes and what color is my hair, but more about which cool metadata can my character have, right?
Yes, exactly. Like what cool moves? If I have an Azuki that's got like, I don't know, a shadow blade, do I get shadow blades and stuff like that too? The avatar is crazy how well it works.
This is unreal.
Yeah, the VTubing elements, Jashaka, I didn't know you had this character, and so I literally feel like that's an embodiment of like my own persona as the Shaolin.
It is. You might have to be asking them.
Yeah, we're gonna release an app as well. So if you mint out characters based on the Travelers, it's basically a live stream app. So you'll be able to live stream your character like this. It either uses a camera for the face tracking, or there's an app on the phone. And yeah, I think I can also show you. He's super cool, right? I think I can show you quickly the Azuki, if I can find it here, because we also did an Azuki girl, and she looks awesome.
Is that how you're doing all the trailer stuff too? Because like I think I saw this character in one of your trailers, and it's got like crazy facial stuff.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, all of them. They're all metahumans. So when we actually mint them, what you'll get is metahuman geometry as well. Let me see. She's got. Let me just turn her on.
I see the wheels turning, Shaolin. I think you're gonna have your own character, and be.
So this is Ira the rabbit. Ira is one of our community leads, and this is her Azuki. So if you pull up her Azuki, it's just like this. We still need to fix the hair, but I mean, really high quality characters that you will be able to mint and own, right? When we mint them, we'll upload the geometry to IPFS. So you can then take that character into any other game that supports metahumans initially, and then hopefully we'll add more formats. So then you can take your character into other games. The problem with interoperability around characters, so first of all, for gamers, this is a dream, right? If I can own my character, not rent or lease a character in a fighting game, take him out of the game and take him into another game, I mean, this is the big deal, right? So the problem with interoperability, first of all, studios and AAA games, they don't want this to happen, right? Because they're going to lose big money, right? They want you to buy more and more stuff, not take your character with you. So this is the barrier, but Unreal Engine has such a big part of the market, and the MetaHuman technology, as you can see here, it's unbelievable, right? So as we see more games adopting MetaHuman technology, you will see the ability to, take your fighter with you, own your avatar, right?
Yeah, well, even a lot of people with VTubers, right? Like this is crazy. Shaolin, you're gonna say
Yeah,
something?
I just wanted to add, I mean, this is the real significance, right? When you start working with companies that are innovative, right? Obviously, blockchain, AI, you're starting to see this with VTubing. It's just so significant to not owning just your character as a player, right? In terms of the game itself, but it becomes your persona. This is the digital flex. This is the innovation and the change that you're starting to see people lean into. And I think it's super significant because, when you talk about kids and kind of protecting, your image and things like that, this allows people to have the self-confidence to put themselves out there in a way they otherwise wouldn't with the IP that you love. And so I think, working with GKOI as part of Warp is just showing the innovation of what's possible in gaming. But again, just, VTubing, right? I think this is a significant part of what you start seeing a lot of people leaning into. And to be fair, like, why use AI when you can do this in a way that personifies yourself, right? Because you have to add as many human elements as possible. Why mimic that when you can just overlap that with augmented reality?
100%. Okay. Jashaka, do you maybe want to talk about the play to earn elements here? We briefly went over it. You can kind of showed us there while you're fighting, but do you want to like tell everybody what the kind of loop is going to be? So you said the game's hopefully going to go live very soon. What should people be kind of thinking about the pipeline of experience? So you sign up. Do you need to have a battle pass out the gate, or can you play and create your character without the battle pass? But you won't. Okay.
So we're trying to make it non-exclusive, right? So if you want to make money, you got to support our ecosystem. You need to buy the NFT, right? Otherwise, then you're going to need to come and buy some stuff in the store, right? If you buy the NFT, automatically you're a part of the financial ecosystem, and this will unlock play to earn in the game, right? So again, we have a stable coin. Our stable coin is called GKOI, which actually is Gamecoin. And it is a real stable coin, right? With liquidity pools, underlying technology. We're going to release a separate app, and we hope more and more games adopt it, right? Especially if you created a game during the first GameFi buzz when everybody's token went to zero and crashed. You can relaunch your game and rebuild confidence if you use a stable coin, right? Because we spoke to lots of gamers before we launched our token, and one of the things a lot of them said was, a big problem with Web3 gaming is the tokens. All these projects are focused more on tokens and going to the moon than building real games, right? If your revenue stream is not tied to get rich quick, then you are going to spend much more time innovating, creating a game that's going to be awesome, not rushing to market. We're going to keep building. We probably have 9 months plus of building left to go, but we are building in the open. So season 1 of the game, it's called Uprising. This is what we'll be opening up. If you own the NFTs, you'll be able to take part in early tournaments, early play to win via quests on our website. So we already built a quest engine similar to Immutable's Play Store, right? So we have a quest engine on the website that's also tied back to the game. So for instance, first quest will be to do the training with Ryusei. Then you need to do 2 more quests to unlock more levels and unlock more characters. Then you need to mint your first, traveler, and there will be small mint fees. So the way we're building it is like 50% of all revenues generated goes back into play to earn, right? So this means that it's not like the traditional model tied to a token going crazy, or if the token goes to zero, there's nothing to earn. It means that if more people play the game, more people take part in the financial ecosystem, there's more money to go around. It's not like the more people come, the less there is. So the play to earn will be 2 ways. We got play to win, which will be through tournaments. So right now we just restarted doing live streams. They're called Fight Nights. And we're looking for PvP fighters. So Fight Nights is is queuing up for when we launch the tournaments through our game. You can see we ran one yesterday. It was awesome. It was 2x KO. We had, I think, almost $1,000 prize pool, right? So we're gonna continue to run these fight nights, get them out there. I think the main gamers won $600, and the community won, I think, $400. So Discord community fighting. And a tournament tied together, live stream on X. It's super cool, right? So we're all in on supporting gamers, game communities. We really want to start to also focus in the tournaments we're doing on guilds, right? So if you're going to play in the tournament, you need to say which guild you're from. You need to represent your guild. You need to promote your guild. We love what the guilds do. For me, learning a lot of this, the guilds really filter out the degens and the extractors, right? Which is probably one of the biggest problems in Web3 gaming, and also in like the NFT space, right? Extractors have seen an industry where there's so much money being made up. I saw there's this one guy who his slogan was, "I'm here for free money." I mean, there is no free money, right? If there's money, it's coming from someone else. So I believe that this is amazing what guilds have done by building these amazing communities of real gamers. And we want to support the guilds, we want to support the gamers, right? So, and we think we have a very good revenue model, right? So revenues from sales, revenues from all transactions basically go back into tournaments and fight to win and fight to play.
Yeah, I really like it because again, you're somebody that has a background not only in development but running an exchange, right? So you know what it takes to run an economy smoothly, especially the way that you're doing it. And it sounds like you're kind of picking the best elements of both Web3 and Web2, right? Like this is exactly what Steam does with Dota is, people that buy whatever seasonal battle pass or tournament that they're doing, they directly send, I don't know how much of the revenue, but a good portion. And their international tournaments, I know like some of the top teams are taking home millions of dollars, right? So like clearly that model works really, really well. And I'm sure League of Legends and any other large esports system, like that's the way to do it, right? You make your revenue, but you also put a bunch of that revenue into doing these big tournaments so that people can, aspire to eventually make it onto that stage and, win the big bucks, or in the startup stages win a couple $100, which for a lot of our community members is a big deal, right? 400 USD in the Philippines goes a long way.
Exactly. And this is what the fight to win is, right? It's not you're not gonna become a millionaire fight to win, right? If you fight to win and you do it consistently, you make $5 here, $10 there, that's motivation to become a real player, to get into the tournaments and to rise the ranks, right? I mean, I saw the end of year Street Fighter tournament in December, and the prize pool was $3 million. I mean, I think it was split across 3 games, 1 million per game, and the winners were taking home $250,000, right? So, my son, he's an esports player. He's part of an esports team. I used to go, so I lived in Madrid with him for a while. I left a year ago, but every weekend I went with him to the esports school, watched them train, watched them do tournaments. And this is no longer like when I grew up where gaming was brain rot, right? Gaming is probably in the next 5 years, gaming will become one of the few professions left as AI continues to wipe out architects, lawyers, and everything else, right? SAS is dead. What else is dead, right? AI can't play AI. Nobody's gonna watch that. I mean, you can't be a world famous AI fighter, right? Who's gonna care? So I see gaming as a profession growing. I mean, they need to be giving out gaming PhDs, right? This is a real industry and it should be taken very real.
Oh, I love that you brought up like esports boot camps and stuff. Like growing up, just like you said, my mom was always like, why are you like grinding on COD and Halo and stuff? And I used to play in like MLG tournaments and stuff. And back then, if a prize pool was like $300 or something, you were like, man, this is a big prize pool. And now we're talking like millions and millions of dollars and stuff. Or even like you said, school classes, like you got to go to practice, right? Like you got to put in your hours with your coaches and stuff. That's like crazy. People would have never imagined that. If I told my mom that nowadays, she'd be like, "What?"
Oh, my son's esports school is unbelievable. It is a school. It's not like a room with a bunch of kids, right? They got one room full of PlayStation, a room full of Xbox, a room with switches. They got teachers. They're in there, 20 students in the room. They got the whiteboard. They're teaching them strategy. They're teaching them team play. And a lot of the skills that my kid learns in there are actually much better than the skills he's learning in freaking high school, right? I mean, team play, right? Teamwork's a big deal. They don't teach you team play in high school anymore. They teach you segregation, right? You got bullying and all this stuff, right? In the game school, bully me, fight me, right? So, it's a totally different world. And yeah, I think it's super exciting. And I don't know why we don't have bachelors in gaming yet.
Yeah.
They're definitely happening. Let me interrupt for 1 sec. I do want to just add to what Jashaka just said. I just want to make sure everyone knows the evolution of esports is definitely changing the landscape. The Olympic Committee is planning their first actual event in 2027. So I just did a little research. I remember hearing about it, but I wanted to provide a little alpha for the community here.
That's the alpha right there. We're making it to the Olympics.
It was only a matter of time, right? Like it is a sport in itself. Like knowing or watching the pros and how much time they put in, they're putting as much as any other professional athlete, and the focus and the time that it takes is ridiculous to play at a high level, no matter what you're doing, right? Like Shaolin, you must like love this kind of talk, because as somebody that's put together tournaments and stuff before, like you got to be getting so hyped up right now.
Yeah, it honestly brings me back to my, younger years, because this is what's made possible. Obviously, there are other genre and different types of games like MOBAs and things like that. But I think for me, OG, like PvP fighting is the closest thing you get to like real, like from like IRL to digital, right? Because it's engaging one-on-one, and it really just shows you what's possible. Because I think the fun part too is that usually with other games, you don't really get to build a narrative, you don't get to build a storyline. With fighting games, you do, because there's a certain style that comes with whether you're a turtler or you're someone who's just a rushdown fighter, right? Like you're just always pressing the action, pressing the activity, or you're someone who's willing to wait and counterattack. All these things are very present in PvP game fighting, and it's just one of the things that personally was the thing that brought me into it and drew me in. And then more importantly, that's why like when I got to talk to Jashaka, our nostalgia for gaming, it was kind of paramount to like, this is how we saw, everything. Because I if you remember back in the day, you used to put your quarter up, right? And that was the old school, PDE. You had to, if you're going to win, you put your quarter up, you got to like be in front of the crowd, the people. You used to go to your 7-Eleven, and then you used to be your local arcade champion. And then that grew into localized tournaments, into regional tournaments, and then to national and world. So this is what's going to be possible with GKOI. I love the fact that for us, we have over 25, 30 guilds that we could then come together and bring. And as the game develops, as they provide valuable insights, which again is another part of Web3, is that this is building with transparency. This is building with the gamers themselves, and then just adding value, because now you can elevate that and compete on a regular basis and talk about not just winning money here and there, but like winning major money for, again, things that we plan to build with GKOI, which is, again, localized, local tournaments, regional tournaments, and then of course, some type of world or global type environment.
Now, Shaka, are you, as somebody that comes from like the exchange side of things, you must know a little bit about regulation. I was just thinking here, like, are you going to be implementing some betting stuff into the game eventually? Like you said, you could spectate and stuff.
Yeah.
What if I'm not a professional guy and I want to participate and maybe bet on my favorite player?
So we're talking to a couple of partners, but what I don't like about a lot of them is they're very too much the house wins, right? So what we're probably looking at is just setting up. So I have a lot of experience with smart contract development. We have amazing blockchain developers on the team. Is just setting up simple contracts where people can bet, where the host takes like maybe a 5% fee, and there's controls, right? So what we don't want is this whole new world of betting. They even gave it this amazing name, prediction markets. But what it is betting, right? So I mean, no one's an idiot. And prediction markets are like unregulated. They need to regulate them and shut them down because people are losing their houses all over again, right? So we want it to be something that's fun, not something where you're gonna lose your house. Because I remember seeing an interview with the guy from what's this the fighting tournament, um, Karate Combat. So he actually had this statistic. He said 50% plus of people who go to fighting tournaments are there because of the betting, right? So it's a huge part of the buzz, right? You choose who's gonna win. I choose who I'm gonna win. We all put in like $2, and then there's a prize pool. This is cool, right? But I don't think what's cool is bet your house, bet your car, bet if someone's gonna die. This kind of stuff is kind of depressing. We want it to be fun, and I would also love a portion of it to go to the fighters, right? So if you bet on a fighter and he wins, he should get a part of the purse as well.
100%, 100%. Now, I just want to quickly pull up here. I'm looking, we're almost at the top of the hour, but we could probably talk for days here. I'm just going to pull up quickly chat here. It looks like Ira. Isn't Ira the person you were saying that?
Yeah, that was her.
Shout out to Ira. Yeah, she's watching
on
next. Yeah, we've got lots of people tuning in there. I noticed that. I wanted to bring that up quick and pull it around. Yukin, what about you? When it comes to playing, like as the current like game master yourself, how do you feel about the game? You've probably tested some of the systems. Do you have a character in mind? Do you have any metas that you've been seeing pop up yet?
Yeah, well, I mean, for this game itself, it's we're always trying to find new ways and really making sure that each character has its own identity, right? We don't want the characters to be the same, right? Same hits, same stuff like that. So obviously the core concept of what you saw is definitely something that is kind of just, again, a filler, right? But we really have a lot of ideas and really like things to really amplify a lot of these creators out there. And for me right now, testing, I like Ryusei. He's got some good moves, and I'm really excited to see it. And Shinsei has got some, little makeup, little teaser, but so I'm really excited. There's gonna be some good emotes in there. There's a lot of great fun activity that you will see within the coming weeks, coming months. But again, at the end of the day, it's really just about making sure this game is fun and exciting for gamers out there. Because again, as a gamer in Web3, there was games that I felt that it was going to be like around. They were going to be here. They played well. But sometimes when you throw out thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars out there, and you don't have anything to recuperate, then you lose that, and then you shut down. And it sucks because it's like, man, like there is some good games and there's a lot of bad games. But again, at the end of the day, it's like we want to make sure this is a fighting game for gamers that they can enjoy, they can have fun, they can spend time, and they can fight their friends anytime that they want to. And then also, again, what Jashaka said, the entry to the barrier is seamless, right? All you have to do is be on the browser. You can be on your laptop, you can be on the PC, whatever that is. And eventually we might even have it on the phone as well. So again, at the end of the day, it's trying to make sure that everyone can be able to play it wherever you're at. And again, that we want to invite everyone internationally. And so, yeah.
And this is what we call social combat, right? So when you move gaming from dedicated devices to the browser, we create a genre of gaming, which is really social combat, because social combat is if you and I have a dispute, I can send you a link. You click the link, whether that's through DMs on X or even a challenge post on X. I'm going to challenge Shaolin to fight, right? So click the link, share your screen, and we're fighting. No downloads, no apps, no dedicated hardware, no PCs. If you're on a Chromebook, then you get the pixel streaming. If I'm on a badass box with a 5090 Ti or whatever, then I'm gonna have like the most banging graphics on my side. But we think the browser replacing the console is a huge deal. But also it's going to replace the gatekeepers, right? We're talking about the PlayStation network in 5 years will be gone, the Xbox network gone, Steam. These networks will be gone, and the 50% fees they charge startups and indie games will be gone. The games that they own that they're pushing on you because they own them will be, taking a big hit, because to play my game, you don't need to have a special Xbox pass. You don't need to go through all that crap and own your console. You just need a browser.
100%. Now, you brought something up that I actually want to dive into. Did I hear taunts? You said emotes, but what I hear is taunts.
Yeah, there's gonna be that. Yep, absolutely. We're gonna you're pretty much going to taunt the other person. You're like, come on.
I wanna maybe, I don't know. Should we have it? Is there a teabag taunt in there? If I totally wreck somebody, am I gonna?
You know what? I mean, that is something. We can't spoil everything, but like I said, we got there are some ones that makes you feel like the stuff that I felt when I was playing Halo, teabagging people. There's a lot of great emotes even from the Fortnite days of just early stuff. But really, at the end of the day, it's really just we want this to be fun, right? Like, you're gonna experience the stuff where you're just like, it's gonna be toxic. You're like, oh, this like, why does he keep doing this all the time? Like, but it's fun, right? It's exciting. It's entertainment. But at the end of the day, we want to give all that experience and that excitement for the players out there, so they can customize and they can add their own stuff in there. And again, at the end of the day, it's really about just the gamers themselves and really allowing them to express themselves within the customization of their own fighter.
Perfect. And this is a cool thing, building in public, right? It means that we decided early on not to pretend we know everything and to work with gamers. So we got quite a few gamers on the team, and we listen to them. And our development roadmap actually is probably 80% ironed out by what they think we should be doing in the game, right? Because we don't want to drink our own Kool-Aid. We're developers, we're builders, right? But the gamers know what's cool, what's fun. Like, we added jiggle physics to the girls, so all the girls got jiggle physics, right? I mean, these little things are super cool, right? The taunting, super cool. So building in public has disadvantages. Every day people are like, where's your game? Where's your game? We're not going to support you. But, honestly, the upside is that, we can implement ideas, and browser-based gaming also means we can implement ideas very quickly, because we don't have to schedule synced app rollouts across 10 different platforms. If I want to add your cute little guy here to the game as, a spawn-based weapon, I could add it today, and tomorrow it's in the game and everybody has access to it, right? So, if you're a gamer, we'd love for you to get involved and help us build. Perfect. I can show you a couple of new arenas. I think I have my other screen shared.
Yeah, if Ciro, can you just pull that up there? We are almost at the top of the hour, but do you guys have any hard stops? Because if not, I'm okay going over the hour. It seems like you guys got lots to share, and
dropping all the alpha.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the new China. Let me see. This is the new dojo. So we got super high quality environments, right? That you'll be fighting in, with depth and with detail. So we've been working on the environments. Fighting like at sunset. So of course you'll be fighting horizontally, but all our environments are also built in Unreal Engine, so they will also be fully explorable at some time. Like, here's the beta of the Azuki Arena, which is very Azuki themed and styled. It's got skateboards and stuff. So community arenas for community characters, and then of course or arenas for or characters, and we have a lot of actually cool ones. This was the Basie arena that you guys saw, which was Basie themed. So yeah, we're cooking,
Yeah, it looks like you've got a lot of inspiration going on here. Who knows? One day maybe we'll see a YGG themed arena.
Totally. And get a YGG character in there. So one of the things when you choose your fighter, we have then a community shelf that'll pop up where you can choose the community character. So we got apes, we got Azukis. We're working with Oni Force, We're gonna add those guys. I think we will probably also have Mutant Cartel. These guys have the coolest looking fighting dogs. So we got 3D assets. We'd love to get them in the game, but we do want to make sure they're high quality. The other side stuff is so low quality, it's kind of unusable. But it's still fun, right? So, but we want to make sure that, you know, if people are going to upgrade and mint stuff, it's going to be meta-human quality, right? So.
Of course, of course.
Colin, you're gonna have to ask Gabby next time you talk to him. You're like, I think we should add a YGG character, you, into this game, and then, you know, see how that goes. The man's already a legend. Might as well just imprint him and push them into GKOI.
Well, I'm just thinking at this point here, right? Like, Gabby just is the networker of networker, right? Like, we've been doing some stuff with Pudgy Penguins.
We got teams that are going to be in the game.
Yeah, he's the networker of networker. Once your game goes live, which I think is going to be any time now, I'll have to send him a link to fight, and I'll have to fight Gabby live on stream.
Yeah, we'll need some penguins, because those Madagascar penguins are awesome, right? I mean, they can fight.
Well, that's exactly it.
So, you know, we can have them fighting as a team, which would be cool.
There is so many good IP. Like, the surviving IP right now in Web3 is really pushing the boundary, right? Like, Pudgy's is killing it. Gotta respect what they're doing. They're in Walmart and everything else. There's just amazing IP going on. We have the waifus from Waifu Sweeper. Speaking of jiggle physics, that would be perfect as well. But yeah, I will definitely be looking into that. We're always looking for amazing stuff to partner with and work with. And Shalin, I can't thank you enough for making this intro here. Loving all the stuff that you guys are doing and that you're building out in the open and from the ground up. And Jashaka, it sounds like you've got a really good head on your shoulders, coming from not only a dev background, but an exchange background, which is always nice to hear from a founder, right? Not knocking any founders from grassroots or anything, but you've got the resume to back it up here. Just want to let you guys know we are closing that forum, and it seems like we've had a huge influx, 59 people all of a sudden coming in. So shouting out that forum and rocking it. We're going to be giving away 10 battle passes, at least now, on the Wheel of Names. But while I load that up, if you guys have any questions here, either drop them on X or drop them in the Discord. And I think one of the biggest questions is, when are they going to be able to play it? Like, what's the timeline?
I'd say a couple more weeks. You know, we actually took a month so we were hoping actually to have tournaments of the beta of the game already, but Unreal rolled out this new technology. They're like meta-humans, like V12, and we had to rebuild all our characters from the ground up. So it actually took a month to rebuild them, and we just finished this process. During the process, we rebuild the arenas. So we have one more thing to do, which is to go through all the power-ups and effects, because kind of this is the basis of, you know, the beta of the game, right? It's looking cool because we want people to share and to record and to stream. So the arenas, the characters, and the power-up effects. And then we spend the next couple of months focused purely on Yukin's 10-mile list of gameplay additions and modifications, right? But that's what's going to make it not just fun to play, but like also a serious game that can take us, you know, get us up there with the AAA titles. So couple of weeks, and we start opening up to people. I mean, we did show at the beginning the website, so we already have the website integration working. The last thing is just when you hit fight to launch the game in the browser, we have that working as well. So, but I think one of the things I learned from crypto and a lot of other projects is, don't rush it, right? We're doing a lot of cool stuff. We're doing fight nights. We're doing giveaways. Fight nights are a lot of cool action. So, you know, we need to make sure we open it up as kick-ass as possible and build on that.
Love it, love it. So a couple weeks, I'm sure, Shalin, you'll reach out to me when it's going live and the community can play it. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to put together another fight night, a partnered fight night. But we'll do that in the background here. So I've got the Wheel of Names loaded up here. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to choose 10 winners of your battle pass. And let me cue this up here. Cue this up. Give me the large screen there, Sa. Yes, perfect. And I think Judy was hanging out here, and she's saying she loves the design of these. Right, the battle pass is the GKOI, is it not?
Yep. So they're battle koi. We actually, since the mint was very slow, the markets crashed. We actually extended so we didn't do the reveal and took a lot of extra time to redo the artwork. So hopefully next week we'll do reveal. The new artwork is amazing. A lot of people shared on our Discord, but all the NFTs now have weapons. So we also are updating the name to Battle Koi. Right, so your koi has a weapon, beautiful Japanese art. The art is actually based on Japanese woodblock carving, which is made famous by Picasso in the Great Wave. So it's a very specific art style, meshed with gaming, meshed with weapons. We believe that they will be more than just, passes for the game, hence rebranding them as Battle Koi and high-end art. When you look at a bunch of the NFT art that sells for a ton of money, sometimes you have to wonder, is it really art or did your kid do it? So hopefully Ors will show that you can still have utility and be amazing art at the same time.
Yes, for sure. Okay, we've got 5 winners here. I'm just blasting through this. And then, like I said, so you guys, you handle a lot of the community game nights?
Yes, yeah, we do a lot of the game nights. We just held one yesterday. I was very happy to bring on one of my good friends. He does actually casting as well. His name's Andy Slaps. You probably heard of him. And he did a fantastic job at the shoutcasting during our event. So I really wanted to make this game nights to be like a esports event, right, or like a live show production. And so we really wanted to amplify just the ordinary game night wasn't going to be ordinary, right? We wanted to be exciting, we wanted to be fun, because when it comes to fighting games or just in general game nights, it's everyone just shares screenshots and that's it, right? But in reality, it's like we want these people to compete. We want them to have some type of a gamer excitement feel to it, because whenever I watch esports, I'm always excited. I'm always like pumped up because you got casters, you got hosts, you got the participants, right? And so all in all is that we're also trying to make sure that we also bring in some of the best gamers in the space to be able to be a part of it for our game nights, but then also having the audience there as well to be able to win again within the Discord or Discord raffle, just similar to what you're doing now within this raffle. So
yeah, and they can get all that all the updates there on your X and in your Discord, right? Discord is the place to be right now, is it not?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, we've got one final name here. You guys can see the results so far. 52 people left. Who's it gonna be? Let's see. Rasta, one of our top guys. He's like a top player in a ton of stuff. So glad to see some familiar names here. So I'm gonna add all you guys there. I will send over those winner names to you guys in the Telegram, and then you guys will be sending over those Battle Pass NFTs for people to play. Again,
totally. Yep, they'll give them access to the tournaments, fight to win, so they got good value. What's up, Shaolin?
Bro, you're killing me with this. I love it so much.
And the quality, you like that beard, yo?
It's so good. No, the facial hair, the eyebrows, the facial movements, everything is on point. It's so exciting to see. And again, it's really an embodiment of my own persona character. Like that was looked almost exactly like my original Discord PFP.
All right, we'll get one for you. And the clothes, actually, we have this amazing clothes designer. She does the outfits.
Yeah, but you guys see this? It's like not only do you see the VTubing element, but the fact that you can control the dynamic, the range in terms of how you zoom in, how again it comes to life. It's just so much technical detail with grace and beauty. Like, oh my gosh. Right? Am I looking at it? Looking like there's so many different ways to utilize this IP. This is insanity.
Yeah, and the fact that you're gonna make an app and make it simple is crazy. It is
Yeah, we just got the
crazy.
hand tracking working as well for the app. So right now my hands aren't working, but we got that working as well. So you'll be able to move, talk, do the whole thing.
Show your hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we are
Awesome.
over just a little bit, but I want to give you guys the floor for any final thoughts or plugging anything else. And we'll start with you. You can.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're wanting to join into one of our fight nights, make sure to join us. Make sure to join the Discord because that's where we're always active. We're always growing that community there. Shout out to the people on the team that are always consistently making sure we bring these fight nights to be fun and exciting for everyone. So if you guys want to participate into it and actually win some money, be able to join the Discord and also on Twitter as well for our socials at GKOI, where we're hosting these live streams for the game. So
Perfect. Thanks, man. Jay Shaka, what about you?
Oh, just thank you so much. You guys are the real legends. So happy to be here and to be able to share what we're doing. And yeah, we'd love to be able to get our game out into the hands of your players. And we'd love you guys to come and support our fight nights. We'd love to get your branding on them. Take a look at yesterday's. It was super cool. It was our first live stream, so it's still a bit clunky. But I think next week we'll have all the bugs ironed out. And we want to grow them. You know, we want to shine weekly the spotlight in those live streams on gamers. Ira, she interviewed the gamers, the winners. So it's like part interview, part gaming. You know, really putting the spotlight on gamers and the superstars of tomorrow, right?
Appreciate it. Now, Shalin, my man, back again. What about you? How do you feel?
I think this was a great opportunity to really put GKOI and put them in front of the YGG community. I want to say thank you to both yourself and the rest of the team because, these are the type of things that we have to do 3 weeks in advance, right? To prepare and put these things together in terms of production. And just really, again, I'm just full of gratitude to showcase, the innovation that GKOI presents, to partner with them as a publisher, with the Warp team, and honestly get into the hands of as many of our guilds as possible. So for us, obviously YG's a premium partner in what we're building, but this is one of the things that I think we can get competitions across many guilds. This is the type of game that really brings excitement, shines a positive light on what Web3 gaming can be. And as you saw with not only augmented reality, IPs across multiple communities, it just shows you the collaborativeness of what's possible instead of this kind of PvP right outside of the game itself situation where we're able to put this positive light into a way that GKOI is doing. So glad to be here. Really appreciate you hosting yet again, and look forward to the next time that GKOI releases, that we can follow up this with another AMA and game night.
Yeah, I'd love to have an actual game night and pull on maybe some of our other guilds. I'd love to see NFT X Street maybe go up against Axie University or something.
Yeah.
The wheels
to be fair,
turning.
I don't know if everyone knows this, but obviously YGG has sub guilds, which of course I know because managing all of them is another story in itself. But yeah, just even have an in guild YGG tournament would be fantastic.
Yes, 100%.
And I need to get one of these waifu sweepers, yo. I'm all about waifus, yo.
Hey, just hit us up. We've got all the waifus. Like I said, they'd maybe that's the perfect IP for YGG to kind of get in
introduce
their
it to
characters.
GKOI, 100%.
100%.
The jingle physics is awesome, yo.
Oh well, it is. I don't want to say it's a gooner game, but boy, oh boy, my fiance was not happy when I told her I had to play that game for work.
I tease fall in that. I don't even pay attention to life. I'm just into the game itself because it's so detailed and complicated. If you press one, you explode the entire map. So
it's old school Minesweeper with a twist, man. But yeah, appreciate you guys taking so much time here and showcasing us. I couldn't have asked for a better stream. And Ciro, you'll queue up the final trailer, and then we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you so much.
Cheers. Ciro, cue that thing up.